It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Lions and the Bears, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
First off with a good one here between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in a perfect 10-0.
And it's not just that they're winning, it's how they're winning. All phases of the game coming together for this team.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but
sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And last week's loss came despite a clean 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid tempting.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. A team that lost on Sunday, now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you plan on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Fields going to keep it once more. To gain the first here. One play action. Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised him and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
As live. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing to start the drive, Jennings. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. First carry for DeAndre Swift. Nice move at the 40. Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw, Fields. And his throw is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is on target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jaquan Brisker getting sent on the safety blitz, and he was able to finish it off.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jennings. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962. They sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening. But how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift, and he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too. They're
obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home in Detroit. On 1st and 10, Jennings. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jennings. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Back to throw again. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. On second down, Swift. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He'll get this off to Swift. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on fourth down. They were going for it on 4th and inches, now 4th and 5.
Yeah, everything had built to a crescendo, hadn't it? 4th and inches, I mean, we were coming out of our chairs up here. Now on 4th and 5, you've got to think about whether you want to go for it or not.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
I've been through that. No, they also used to walk up home to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
Milk was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year, not to take anything away from him. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots.
Fields hit, and the ball is loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, It actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On first down, Jennings.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
On the run, it's Oliver. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Jennings lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
So crisis averted, but now facing third and goal. Looking to throw. Jennings. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. Give him 13 yards on the connection, but not enough. Fourth down.
Nice job understanding the situation. Third and long. Kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a fourth down.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Bears on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Fields. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. He was out there waving his arm saying throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Throwing on first down. Jennings. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Back to throw. Jennings. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jennings. This is caught by Williams. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, here comes Swift. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
3rd down, as a defender, all you're thinking about is getting off the field. How do you stop this last play? But if you don't wrap up when you tackle and you play it back like this, all of a sudden he's taking it to the house, and now you're looking at each other and wondering, what did we do wrong on that play?
Elliott now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's tough right there. He went right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Second down, here's an option right. And he'll get this one up to the 26. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught by Mooney. And they work this well upfield across the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. On the move to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Howard. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this one is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. He's got the hook up to Odell. it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line. Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete there to Beckham. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. A shotgun snap, Fields looking middle, and that's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Lions force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. And that play, a mess from beginning to end.
Especially since not only do you take what likely would have been 3 points off the board, but not for the return. The other guys are set up with terrific field position. So essentially, you've traded what we think would be 3 points to a possible 6 points, but for the other team. That's a bad trade no matter how you look at it.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Jennings. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Looking to throw. Jennings. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
A final shot before break. Jennings. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hockenson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks so much. We'll get back to you and Charles in Detroit in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what's following our 2 games later today. Some great games still to come. And I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there, as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Lots to look forward to in the late afternoon window as well, one being a late start in Foxborough, where it'll be the Patriots taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. And meanwhile, for the Lions, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And the Lions getting set to the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep the tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Detroit. 65 yards. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Back to throw. Jennings toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance.
Goal.
Looking to throw. Jennings.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out of the gun, Fields.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36.
Holding. Offense.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Back to throw. Fields. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now it's Fields.
Wide open receiver complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
They'll try and run the option left side. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. On third down, they go Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On 2nd and 7, Fields dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Fields. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And this one is right through, and that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Jennings. It's Williams on the catch. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
Looking to throw. Jennings. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
Oh, he shifts past him. And he's taken down inside the 30.
88 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They run it here with Oliver. Down to about the 22 here. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. He's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Back to throw. Jennings. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it. Pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here. Yeah,
you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter play. We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Fields. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. 4th down, Fields has to have this one. It's caught, Beckham. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. To the air again, Fields. Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. From the 22, Fields. He'll buy some time right. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Fields on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Montgomery is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Once more, Montgomery pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. Fields going to hold on to it. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. So Montgomery denied on 4th and goal. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. Once again, it's Swift. And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences, pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Swift going to try up the middle. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he'll get this up to the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
Here's a carry for Oliver. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Swift. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And this offense on 3rd down today, 5 out of 9 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
No matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball, he has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run, it's Oliver. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those